Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you. So see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Love the clips of my question, guys. Oh, the the blue tick, the WhatsApp blue tick.
Yeah.
My mum was asking me about that the other day, and I was like, I was talking about you. You should listen to it. How do you guys feel about Spain getting annoyed about the tourism taking over lately? It seems to become a trend over there. It's not just Spain, is it?
Fuck Spain. Spain ain't got nothing. What has Spain got to give to us? Yeah, other than tourism and their beaches, nothing. So if they don't want us over there, they can go fuck themselves.
They would be fucked in a week if they didn't have tourism. So would Scotland. Like, I'm not saying that as like, oh, you know, Spain or this. Like when Scotland talk about referendum and all that sort of stuff, and I'm like, the only thing you've got is tourism. I was like, if you didn't have that, you'd have fuck all.
Yeah, there's no industry.
No. And so that's the same as, but they're saying the tourism is putting up house prices. That's what they're saying, and they're like,
well, yeah, that this is where it gets muddy because when I looked into it, they're basically against Airbnb because Airbnb. What's happening with Airbnb is same as in London. When I went to stay in London for the basketball, we stayed in the Airbnb. Yeah, and so all the local flats and stuff in the town centres of the cities are all getting bought up by people that Airbnb in them out. So it's driving up house prices.
Oh, okay. I get
so
you.
That is the real argument behind it. But then you get the idiots that come out and they're spitting water at English tourists just for sitting in bars and stuff.
Oh, mate, I would have thrown... No, I wouldn't have thrown my drink because I would have drunk it. But I would have kicked off. You fucking spray a water bottle at me.
I just thought to myself, there's a lot of, like... I don't go to Spain often because, obviously, I've done it so much years ago when I was a kid and that. But it's put me off even more just thinking, why would I go to Barcelona now? Or why would I go here? Why would I go there? When there's about a million other countries I can go to that will want my trade.
Do you know I don't blame either because English tourists are complete wankers.
Well, yeah, this is like part of the argument as well. There's a lot, like not all English tourists, but there's a large percentage, mainly Northerners, which I'll probably get fucking slated for saying.
The gravy boaters.
Yeah, that want their £1 fucking fry-ups with their £1 beers and all this stuff. They're the type of people that give the English tourist a bad name. But if you go over as a genuine tourist and don't cause any trouble and get into fights with locals and stuff, then there should be no reason for you not to be there.
Yeah.
But we do get a bad rep because of the odd few.
Yeah, I think... But the whole world's going like that, right? Like, a lot of people are trying to move to other countries to try and find a better, way of life.
Yeah.
But you can't have a go at, like, the tourism like they are. Because it's like, that's a massive chunk of the money that you already have.
For countries like Spain, their only income is tourism.
They'd look like fucking Yarmouth in, like, the off-season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'd be fucking diabolical over there. And they'd be like, oh, come back. It's like, nah, you've done it now. You've burnt them. Yeah, they're
like, oh, we'll export fucking wine and all this shit. No one wants your fucking wine. Well, we want to come over for the sun. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, they think that they can get money other ways. They have no, like, if you ever get off an aeroplane in Spain or Mallorca or any of these countries and you're driving to your hotel area, it is a shit hole until you get to the hotels. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. The whole place is a shit hole unless you're in the main city. Like, it's literally a shit hole. So they can't tell me that there's anything they have to offer the world other than their tourism because that's all they got.
Isn't some of the countries you can't even touch the water? Like, you're not allowed to drink the water or, like, have a shower. You've got to, like...
Yeah.
Spain's
all right. But when you go to, like, places like Mexico, you don't drink the fucking Mexican water. Not unless you want to fucking die. If you go to India, you don't drink the fucking Indian water. Do you know what I mean? There's places you go and you have to be careful.
I'm sorry, I
Even
wouldn't eat
ice, you have to be
food.
careful.
I wouldn't eat the food in like because I watch this because I love street videos, like food
Yeah,
videos. And India is the one that makes me like their fingers are in everything, like literally everything. And like I'm not saying that they're dirty, but to me, there's a certain like a degree of if you it's like that's fine, but when they're literally like squidging the stuff between their fingers and nah,
yeah. That's why it's the same with like Thailand and that. Like you have to be careful when you go to, because people are like, oh, the street food's amazing. Yeah, but if you go to like a controlled area where there's fucking like food control, if
but
you're
yeah, but
going to like some geezer that's in an alleyway, you're
even
gonna
in
get food poisoning.
Thailand, they're still using like fucking cutlery and stuff.
No, they're not most of the
Oh,
time.
well, the ones that I do, I watch, I do. But I mean, like India's like I've never seen them put anything on their hand. I don't like if they're using a spatula. Good luck. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that guy's high
sometimes they're
class.
just sitting in a doorway.
Yeah, yeah, just licking their hands and cracking eggs. Oh, mate, gives me
But
a fucking mud. Oh.
going back to Airbnbs as well. Airbnbs as well are not a good thing in general because yeah, they're cheap, and yeah, I managed to stay a night in Canary Wharf for 67 quid with three of my mates for 67 quid each
Mm.
in a 3 bed apartment in like the poshest bit of London. But when we get there, there's scuffs all over the walls. There's no like controls because you're not in a hotel. They make the place look reasonably okay, but it's not brilliant. Yeah, because we
Yeah.
went for a cheap place, and like I was thinking, this we've been catfished by the pictures for this fucking place because this place is this fucking shithole of a flat that we're staying in. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was sitting there, and Kieran's a bit of a snob anyway, and he's looking around, and I was just like thinking, oh, well, it's only one night. We don't have to worry about it too much. We're not going to be here. We'll just sleep here. And then I'm having a joke with my mate Matt, and joking around. And do you know like the gap in the sofa
Mm.
between the two cushions? I'm joking around. I looked down, and I saw in the gap what I thought was a dead animal. I saw fucking bones, yeah, loads of bones down the side of the thing, and I went, "Wow, what the fuck was that?" Kieran's in the shower. I jumped out the shower, thinking we're getting robbed or something because he thinks we're in a crack den. And then I was like, "What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?" And I jumped up, and they looked down there. It's fucking some little kid before us. Obviously, the cleaner ain't clocked it. And shoved a load of like chicken wing bones down the fucking side of the sofa.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm sitting on that sofa looking at it, and I'm thinking, we have to get that. That has to go. And then I didn't take a picture, which pissed me off. I should have took a picture to complain. But we got them out with like some dirty fucking spatulas and shit from the kitchen, and put them in a bag, and then we were like trying to hoover it out with the Dyson they left there for people to clean up after themselves. And we're just pushing this Dyson across, and this Dyson ain't doing nothing in it. It's just not, and it's like 35-degree heat because it was like a heat wave in London. Yeah,
Jesus
on
fucking
the
hell, man.
13th floor in this fucking crack den, fucking flat, trying to hoover like remains of chicken wings off the floor, and I'm just like, I said, I've been missold PPI, man. I've been missold this fucking place. Do you know what I mean? All this stuff, and I'm fucking losing it. And I was like, we have to go out and get some beers because I'm fucking losing my shit.
But that's what they bargain on, right? Like once you've got there, it's not
Yeah,
like a
you just
hotel where
accept
you
it.
can, you can't be like, I want another house. They're like, we haven't got another one.
No, and that's
So you just gotta,
literally like, it was okay. If it wasn't for the chicken wings, it would have been perfectly fine. But it would have been enough for the night.
mm.
But if I was to bring Charlotte or Kieran was to bring his missus there, there would have been full blown domestics. And you would have been staying in the Hilton. Put it that way.
Mum's like that. Like when they were just been to Corfu,
Yeah,
and to me, like a hotel room is just a room where you just go to fucking sleep. That's all it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
And she showed me pictures, and she's like, "This isn't the pictures when I booked it." And she's like, "It's just a big room with a bed in it." And I'm like, "What more do you want?" And she's,
Yeah,
"Oh
as
no,
long as it's clean, that's all you
yeah,
need.
yeah." And she's like, "Oh, the TV didn't work, and this and that." The one thing that I would have got me right is that I don't go nowhere unless there's a breakfast or some sort of food included, because I think myself, I'd rather just fucking come home if there's not. And I was like, "Oh, what's the food in Corfu? Like, what's the like the dishes? Like, what are the national dishes?" And she goes,
Mm.
"I don't know. All they served us was chicken nuggets and chips and some rice."
What?
And I was, yeah. And I was like, wow, you fucking. It cost them like a couple grand, like $4,000 or something this holiday.
What?
Yeah, and they're serving them fucking fruit bowls and like chips and chicken nuggets and some rice. Like she said, it
What
was
the
absolute
hell?
garbage. The food, yeah. And she was like, the
Your
pictures
mum
weren't
might have
like
the
it.
same luck as my, because my mum went to Crete a few years ago, yeah, and I went to Crete and it was amazing. And it like I had like because that Greek food like same places your mum would go, the food would be like gyros and grilled meats and stuff like that, and tzatziki and like really nice fresh food.
Yeah, she had none of that.
So, yeah, the same as my mum. And my mum was like, my mum only drinks Bacardi and Coke in it. That's the only
Oh,
thing
I
she
remember you
drinks.
saying it before, yeah.
Yeah. And they come and told her that she can't drink it before 6 p.m. And then it was only like from 6 to 9 p.m. that she could drink it.
Fuck's sake, man.
And I was like, Mum, how have you found the only hotel in the whole of fucking Crete that does this weird fucking. She spent like way more money than we spent because Mum has to go in August because of Dad's work.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Um, so they spent like 2 grand more than us, and spent 10 days in absolute luxury with like all proper branded alcohol, decent food, loads of like restaurants and stuff in the hotel. And then Mum went 2 months before us, and she couldn't even drink her favorite alcohol like throughout the day, so she was getting drunk on wine.
That's fucking mental.
Mum's like,
I
I'm
couldn't
never going
drink
to
wine in
Greece
a hot.
again. Never going to
No,
Greece again. Mate,
I
if I
couldn't do
drank
that, man.
wine during the day, I'd be fucking leathered.
Yeah, especially when it's warm as well. Like, fuck that.
Oh, mate.
That's not happening. Um, yeah, it's stupid. If the answer to that question, I think it's fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Um,
Fuck
but
them.
it makes a bit more sense with the Airbnb thing. I get it, but you don't fucking
But it happens everywhere. Look at the
yeah.
Airbnb we had in Edinburgh. That was right in the centre.
That
The
was alright. I like
Airbnb
that.
that I had in London was right in the centre. It like
Mm.
these places are getting bought up by people Airbnb in them.
In Sabina's hometown, all the houses and stuff get bought up by the Russians.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went when I went the last time. Um, me and Tom were waiting for the bus, and this Russian woman would come up. She didn't even know where she was going, and then she got on the bus with us, and she goes, "Is this Kalaravari? Kalaravari?" And we're like, "Yeah, this is it. Yeah. You got to get off. You got to get off." But yeah, the Russians buy all the houses up there. They actually, um, they actually bought a plot and made like a little, like 4 or 5 houses, like a little neighborhood to sell on. And no one wanted them because apparently the Russians have really odd taste in houses, like the design and the way they look.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so people were like, we don't want these. So like, I think 4 of them are built and one's like half done, and they've just given up. That's how much money they've got. They're just like, fuck it then, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens everywhere. What can you do about it? If you go to Spain, let us know. I want to know if you maybe we'll see you on a TikTok getting squirted by a water gun. If you do, as they're squirting you, just shout out 2 men, no hope for us. We appreciate it. Thanks.
My plan was to go to fucking Barcelona next year, but now we're not going because of that.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't know. I'm not keen on summer holidays. I'd much rather go to like Germany or Norway or something like that and like wander about. Obviously, them countries get hot as well, but I mean, in like a normal. I don't care if it rains or anything like that. Just a
Oh,
normal
you like a
temperature.
city break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like still like the countryside and stuff like that. I'm just not a big. I could do it for a day, and then I wouldn't be able to sleep because I'd be too hot, and I just get pissed off and angry at everyone.
Yeah, that's why you have aircon and stuff, isn't it?
It's like, oh, you know what I mean? Have you seen all these footages of like people going after sunbeds and stuff?
Going after sunbeds.
Yeah, like people like getting up in the morning, they're recording out their windows, seeing all the English people running for sunbeds.
Oh yeah. Well, English and German.
Yeah, was that? Yeah,
That's what happens when you go to these cheap hotels because, like, in the most of the hotels we've gone to recently, they give you like if you have not come back because what people do they will leave it there at 7 and then they fuck off and they don't come back till like midday and then they'll go off for lunch and then they won't come back till like 5 o'clock. So they've got a sunbed there all day, but they haven't been there. In like the hotels you pay a bit more for now, they give you like a 2 hour limit, and if you're not back, your stuff's getting turfed off and
Oh,
just sits
really?
in the corner. Yeah.
I don't understand. I've never really been on a sun holiday, so I don't really understand the whole
For
wanting a
me,
sunbed thing.
I will correct. We'll have like pool days. Like you don't do it every day. Some people live on it all day,
Mm,
but I would go and do like a couple of days. And what I would do, I sit there for like a day, read a book, get in the pool, and then the next day I have to go and do something. Otherwise, you could be bored.
yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I'd rather just sit with my fucking legs in the water and just like a child splash about.
Well, I do that most of the time I'm there. I don't sit at the sunbed. I sit in the pool.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything worse. Um, but yeah, I was been dying for weeks about talking about Spain. It just happens that someone emailed in. It was good.